All right, so I'll get straight to it. And here is something a lot of plumbers don't know. Nobody cares about your plumbing business. They don't. When something goes bad in somebody's house and they type in plumber near me, they're not looking for a plumbing business. They are looking for a plumber. And here's what I mean. Why do you think people go to their favorite bar over and over again? It's not because they care about the actual bar facility or the bar building or the name of the bar. They care about the bartender. They care about the other regulars. It's the people that keep them coming back. Why do you think somebody is likely to follow a personal trainer more than they're likely to follow a gym? They don't care about 24-hour fitness or whatever it is. They care about that trainer. They formed a bond with that trainer. If that trainer leaves 24-hour fitness, if possible, they will follow the trainer if it makes sense for them financially and distance wise. Or we look at the HGTV and Chip and Joanna Gaines. You think people care about Chip and Joanna Gaines or HGTV? I don't watch this. I'm just going off of my wife, but my wife loves Chip and Joanna. We live in Texas. We go through Waco. We had to go stop at their little Chip and Joanna Gaines World or wherever that place is that they have going, Magnolia. We had to go stop there. My wife didn't care about HGTV. She cared about Chip and Joanna Gaines. Here's my point. Nobody cares about your plumbing business. They care about your plumbers. Your plumbers are everything, man. People follow people. They don't follow businesses. When it comes to your plumbing business, people want to know three things. When they search for a plumber, they want to know three things. They want to know if you are local, if you are affordable, and if you're trustworthy. Are you local, affordable, or trustworthy? And the main thing here, when it comes to people looking for a plumber, not a plumbing business, the main thing there is trustworthy. Communicating trustworthiness. That is huge. And you got to do that from the get-go. And like what I mean from the get-go is the moment they land on your website, you have to subconsciously communicate trustworthiness. Otherwise, they're not going to call you. Let me show you what I mean. Okay, so here's what I mean. This is a local company. This company, I'm not knocking this company by any means. They're local and they do very well. They advertise across multiple channels, and so they understand marketing. I'm just telling you what could be much better on their website from a trustworthy standpoint. So when you look for plumber near me or whatever, and then you click on their link, it takes you to this page. All right, so what do you think is communicating trustworthiness on this page? Well, obviously, they got tons of Google reviews, which is great. They're at 4.9. That helps. Then they said they're voted, DFW's number one in all things plumbing for your home. I guess that's nice as well. I think the strongest thing on this site to me is the fact that they communicated all these reviews. That's a lot, and that says a lot off the bat. But if you put this on, let's see how this would look on mobile. If it was on mobile, it looks something like this. Not too bad, so that would come up at the top. I'm sure it won't be huge on the phone, but that's kind of how it would look on the phone. Here's the thing. If they really, this is the strongest thing as far as communicating trustworthiness on their page. This, not so much. I mean, voted number one according to what? Is there some kind of local paper or magazine or something? You want to communicate. If you're voted number one for something, you want to show people what that is, because you could be voted number one by your mom and your dad or something. That could be true, right? But people want to know, what is the source? What is the base? Who considers you number one? Where did you get these votes from? So this is decent. The strongest thing here, in my opinion, is just the reviews, the amount of reviews. Now, the best way and the fastest way to communicate trustworthiness, in my opinion, on a subconscious level, is something like this. So you go to this site, and off the bat, people, you see these three people, and you see a truck. People love people. Just like the beginning, just like I said at the beginning of this video, people are bonding with people, not your business. They are bonding with people. When you go through social media and there's an advertisement and it has stock photos, subconsciously you check out. Why? Because you know if those photos were real or not. If they're fake photos, what I mean by fake photos is staged photos. When you get that feeling of staged photos, you're checked out. But if you see real images, now you're more likely to believe it because it's real. Why did reality TV? It's not real, But reality TV blew up because it looks like real people, real everyday people, and they're in a script, obviously. But the fact that they look real people go with that, that's a lot better than your scripted TV, or that's more believable than the scripted TV. Same thing goes for your website. Right here, you go when people go to it, they see three real people. This is not stock photos. They see a truck, trustworthy. And that might seem too simple or it might seem too basic, but if you're looking to communicate trustworthiness and you want to do the easiest thing that will have the most impact, the low hanging fruit is having real people on your site. Have, guys from the truck, girls from the truck, your CSR, the owner, whoever it is, get a real person on there, and not only don't put them on there, don't just slap them on there doing work. Slap them on there looking directly at the customers. Notice how these three people are looking right at you, right at me right now. Again, that's a subconscious thing. Your customers aren't thinking about it, but I guarantee you, if I just took, like I say, I just took this guy and showed him working, and all you saw was the side of his face. Well, yeah, it's a real picture, but you can't see his eyes. He's not looking at you. You don't trust that. You trust what's safe. That's where trust gets built, when you feel safe. And at a subconscious level, I'm not going to get into the whole psychology of it. I'm a marketing geek, but I'll tell you, at the subconscious level, to keep this simple, when you see people looking right at you, you feel a bit more at ease. When your customers go to your website and they see your text looking right at them, they feel a bit more at ease. So the easiest thing you can do to communicate trustworthiness from the get-go, the low-hanging fruit, is just simply putting real text, or the plumbing owner, such as yourself, or your CSR, probably the tech or the plumbing owner more than anybody. The tech or the plumbing owner, you put them on there, put them in the shirt, have them looking at the camera, try to include your truck. And here's another way to communicate trustworthiness. Something else you can do is, and that milestone site, the first website I showed, we just showed reviews or whatever, and that was good for them just to show the reviews. But what's even better is when your texts are getting reviews, or when you're getting a review or whatever, ask the customer to mention the text name. And you might already know, but here's the reason why. Again, it's when people are deciding whether to pick your company A, B, or C, and they get to read reviews. If, let's say you have a rock star tech, let's call him Paul or whatever, and if people are reading reviews and they keep seeing Paul's name come up, or there's Paul and John and such, and they keep seeing these real names again, subconsciously, now this person's real. Somebody else, a real person, wrote a review about another real person who came to their home and did work. At a base level, that's what's happening. That is a lot deeper and a lot more influential than somebody saying, hey, your plumbing company came out and did a good job. No. Hey, Paul came out and he did a great job. Hey, John came out and he did a great job, and this is why. A real person talking about another real person is influential. The person reading that is going to be more likely to respond to that. And here's how you can take it a step further. Say, Paul is a guy who keeps getting reviews, really, really good reviews, keeps getting his name mentioned. Take a picture of Paul and put him on your website, along with one of the reviews at the bottom. That way, and don't put it at the very top. When people go to it, you have like the very top, the first thing people see. You don't want Paul's picture to be the very first thing people see, unless he's like, well, when I say that, I mean, you don't want Paul's picture with a review to be the very first thing. If you just have Paul and he's looking there and he's, and he's looking at the screen, that's fine. But I'm talking about when you're trying to capture the review, you have it, have him scroll down a little bit more, and maybe it's like a little profile picture of Paul with a review, or 3 or 4 of your texts, right? Profile pictures of them with reviews below them. And then you take those profile pictures with those real reviews, take those, and that's your social media content. Nobody cares about your review, or not your review, but your company or your specials or all that stuff that you want to talk about, all these features and benefits, why you're the number one plumbing company in your city. You might believe it. Your customers don't give a damn. They don't care at all. What they want to see and what they do care about is what other people have to say. So instead of you having to think of things to post on your social media, or asking your marketing team to think of things to post on your social media, just take the picture of your tech and the review, and that's your post. All the work's done. You're just leveraging something else somebody else said. And I am getting into this video. You don't even know the heck I'm getting into this video. You don't know who the heck I am. My name is Chris Gray. I co-own a plumbing or a marketing company that services home service contractors, primarily plumbers. And what we do is we help them make more money through marketing. So anyways, back to what I was saying, take the picture, take the review, put it on your social media. And then also when you're about to do your, go to a client's house to do plumbing work or whatever, if possible, text them before, like you probably already do. But if you can, include an image of the tech coming out there with a bio. So now they went to your site, they saw real people. They read reviews about real people. When they come to your house and they get when you're coming to their house, they get a text from you, they're getting an image of a real person with a little bit of background on them. These things may seem minute, they may seem small, but they are powerful because now you've communicated trust at a subconscious level. Now, when you show up, they have some level of trust for you. It's now up to your tech to come to that door and deliver on the trustworthiness, because you have to communicate this trustworthiness throughout the whole process. People like me, I specialize in getting you to that door. But once that tech gets past that door, now this is on you, and you got to make sure that they are communicating trustworthy. They're being honest and they're doing what's in the best interest of the customer while striving to hit their goals and the goals of the company. And then once you've done this, when you do this and you do this well and communicate trustworthiness, now you will increase your ability to get more LTV, lifetime customer value, or lifetime value for your customers. They'll be more likely to be a repeat customer. If they loved your tech, let's say his name was Paul, they love Paul. Let's say they need your services 2 or 3 years later down the road if something happens. Now they're going to call your plumbing company. They're going to hope that they can get Paul again. But let's say Paul's not available or Paul doesn't work. Well, they'll get another tech from your company because they're going to assume that your company is full of a bunch of Pauls, badass techs, which they're probably not, right? You can only have so many rock stars. But if you can get your tech to communicate trustworthiness, they will assume that's kind of how your company is when they call your company again. Although they might not be able to get Paul, they'll expect the same level of service because the first tech established so much trust. So anyways, I hope this helped. I hope this information helped. I make these videos so that, man, there's too many plumbers who own businesses and they think like plumbers. You got to stop thinking like a plumber. If you own a business, you're an entrepreneur who owns a plumbing company. You're not a plumber who owns a plumbing company. Those are two very different things. Look up the definition of entrepreneur, look up the definition of a plumber, and you tell me who you'd want to give money to open a business and run it for you. I think I'm going to go with the entrepreneur. I'm going to go with the entrepreneur every single time. So anyways, I hope this information helps you make more money. And for more tips, watch my next video. All right, see you. Bye.